What's good? What's good? Welcome back to Invest and Trade with Jack's. Good early afternoon from Accra, Ghana. We're going to go over our friend Bitcoin. We came right down to that level of support we talked about yesterday and we bounced. So we're sitting at 42,857. We're going to go over the Bitcoin dominance, the long, the shorts, all that goodies. So we're up 2.5 on the day. We're seeing market cap 11, 12 billion and 24-hour volume 33.06 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to crypto.com, you can sign up to the world's fastest growing crypto app and grab one of the incredible Visa cards, cashback in crypto, free Spotify, Netflix, Prime, travel incentives, $25 just for signing up through my referral. So we're here on the 4-hour time frame. As you can see here, we pulled right back to that level I had dropped in that line here at 41.3K. We dipped below it a little bit. We came down to the EMAs, beautiful bounce, bullish cross on the 4-hour time frame, and we pushed all the way up to the 1.414 extension, and we're just sitting above the 1.272, which is currently coming. You can see here we perfectly pushed up to the top of our white box here where there was quite a lot of resistance, and right now we're resting on the 1.272, which is coming in at 42.3K. So we'll see if we can hold this level. We are quite high on the money flow as well as the RSI, which usually is an indicator of a move back down. Not always. You can simply see some consolidation. So I've dropped in this line here at 42.1, this previous swing high. That's definitely where BTC could find support, because it would be healthy to see some pullback here, just as we did right here. We saw some pullback and then we saw continuation. So it would be healthy for us to come back down to 42.1K. Lines up with the hourly EMAs. Even if we come all the way back down to about 41.3, let's look at the 4-hour time frame and see. Yeah, so that lines up pretty closely with this previous swing high at about 41.5K, and that could act as a good level of support as well for BTC. Come back down to the EMAs. If we were to just continue to pump here, then we could push all the way up to the 1.618 at 43.5K with our Fibonacci pull from this previous swing high down to the swing low. But just as we came up to resistance right here, we pulled back to the EMAs. That's exactly what we want to see. A little bit of pullback, allow the EMAs to catch back up to the candles before seeing continuation, because the harder we pump, the steeper the correction, then the higher chance you're going to come crashing down. So what we want to see is a little bit of consolidation, allow the EMAs to catch back up to the candles before seeing continuation. If we take our Fibonacci here from the previous high at 48K, let me quickly just open this up a little bit here. So if we take our fib from this previous high all the way down to the swing low, you can see we're very, very close to the 0.5, which is coming in at about 43K. You can see support in this area. So that's a major level to get back above. You get back above that, you can come all the way up to the golden ratio, coming in about 44.2K. Of course, you know what happens if you get back above the golden ratio. If you've been watching my channel for a while, high likelihood you come back up to where you started at 48,000. You break above that, you hold it as support. You target the 1.272 at 51K. You break above that, you target the 1.618, coming in at about 55,000 for BTC. But in the short term, would be healthy to see a little bit of pullback here. Come back down to about 42.1K, this previous swing high. If you lose that, your next strong level support, 41.3. So let's pop over to our next chart on the daily. I was talking about we have major resistance in between 41.3 and 42K, which lined up with the daily EMAs. Currently, we are breaking above them. So if we can stay above the EMAs here, and we hold them as support, that's when you're going to see that beautiful push up to 44.5K. If we were to roll over here, definitely would watch support from our ascending trend line. Currently coming in about 41.6K, and then 41K, there's quite a bit of support in this area. See all the support right here, a lot of resistance. That's a massive, massive level actually at 41,000. But as of right now, we're just starting to push above the EMAs. So if we consolidate here, we hold the EMAs. I would expect us to push up to 44.5 and then 46.1, your next level of resistance in my opinion. See the support in this area. As I've been mentioning, we created a lower low, higher low on the RSI on the daily as well as the money flow. Early sign the bears are running out of strength, and we're starting to see a nice little push. So if we pop over to the weekly time frame, we have the 55 EMA, the 20 EMA, the 20-week moving average, and the 50-week moving average coming in between about 42.5K to about 45,000. So major resistance on the weekly. It would be absolutely massive in my opinion if we pushed back above all these moving averages and we held them as support. That would be a strong bullish sign. because as you can see in our last pump, we got back above them. We weren't able to stay above them, and we broke right below them. So if the bulls are going to take control here, we've had the bearish cross, as I mentioned in a previous video, of the 20-week moving average underneath the 50-week moving average, which was a sign of continuation of the downtrend in the last two bear markets. So I really do think this is the biggest opportunity for the bulls to come back up and invalidate that bearish cross, have the 50-week moving average come back above the have the 20-week moving average come back above the 50-week moving average, create the bullish cross once again, and see that large breakout back to the upside. We could definitely see a push back up to the top of our channel here. As you can see, we've been coming up and hitting resistance on the top of this channel, and currently that's coming in at about 50.8K. 50.8 to about 52,000 would be the top of this ascending channel. So we'll see if we can get back above these moving averages on the weekly time frame. Would be absolutely massive in my opinion, because if we do get rejected, we roll and we lose the support of our ascending triangle, then I would expect you to come back down to where you started, about 34 to 35,000. And then of course you have your breakdown target from the ascending triangle, which I believe was coming in at 32K. So if we look at the Bitcoin short positions, we are starting to see them increase here, to be expected. Prices pushing up. So whales, institutional investors, are starting to take their short positions, anticipating a move back down. The Bitcoin long position is starting to take profits. As I mentioned, I said, look guys, if you see us start to push up to 44.5, especially if we break through it, then you're going to see the longs start to take their profits. Of course, it's just my opinion, not financial advice. But we are starting to see a little bit of profit takings with the long. So if you see us continue to push up to 44.5K, especially if we break through it, just as we did with our last pump, I would expect the longs to start to take their profits once again. If we look at the Bitcoin dominance, you can see money starting to flow back into Bitcoin as the Bitcoin dominance is rising, which simply means more money is going into Bitcoin, less money is going into the alts. As you can see with many of the top 50, we're not seeing a lot of movement with the altcoins. But in many cases, Bitcoin will lead the way, and then people will start taking profits out of Bitcoin and putting them into the alts. So if you see the Bitcoin dominance start to come down a little bit, or if we push up to the top of our white box here, you can see support here. We had a little bit of resistance support in this area, and you see the Bitcoin dominance start to fall. Could be a good opportunity for the alts to see a nice pump. Now, if you see the Bitcoin dominance continue to push up here, that's okay. It just means more money is flowing into Bitcoin. Eventually, they will start to take their profits, and hopefully we see that money start to flow back into the alts and see a nice push for many of our altcoin positions. So on the daily time frame, just watch the EMAs. If we hold above them, I would expect that push up to 44.5, and then we have strong support from our ascending triangle about 41.5 and then 41K. There is quite a lot of support at that level. On the 4-hour time frame, if we do see some pullback, which would be healthy, do target 42.1K. Your next strong level support about 41.3. But ideally, what you would want to see is a pullback to about 42.1. Allow the EMAs to catch back up on the 4-hour time frame before seeing continuation. Perfectly healthy if we do see a little bit of further pullback. As long as we hold the EMAs as support, we hold 41.3. We see continuation. If we just continue to pump here, then your levels of resistance to watch, of course, the 0.5, which is coming in at about 43.1K, and then your next level of resistance, in my opinion, 43.5. If I scroll back here, you can see the support in this area. We had quite a bit of support here, a lot of resistance in this area, 43.5, and then the golden ratio at 44.2K. That's basically it for this one. Big shout out to the Discord. We just shorted Ape last night. I put a trade signal in. It was a perfect call, actually. We had our first entry at 1668. Our second entry was at 1750. It came right up to 1750, got rejected. As you can see, we had bearish divergences on the hourly as well as a bearish cross on the MACD. And we came right back down to our first take profit level. So that was some juicy profits on our Ape short trade. If you want access to my entries, exits, stop losses, take profits, it's $10 a month. Everything else is accessible at $350 USD, which includes buy and take profit zones if you want to start dollar cost averaging into your positions, the live dollar cost average trades on the channel, and the DCA trade strategy fully explained, and over 1,800 members talking all things crypto. $350 USD, you really can't beat it. If you want access to the trade signals, $10 a month. And then if you want to trade with me, sign up to Bybit, $4,100 in bonuses for a limited time. And if you want to keep up with my travels, you can follow me on IG, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, much love. Take care.